I hope you're doing well and welcome to the Home Broadcasting Channel. My name is Mtala Mkusia. The streets of Kenya once again are boiling with frustration. From Nairobi to Mombasa, from Kisumu to Nakuru, angry Kenyans have taken to the streets over the sharp rise in fuel prices, and the demonstration are becoming a symbol of much bigger crisis: the rising cost of living and growing distrust between citizens and the government. The nationwide transport strikes and demonstration have disrupted businesses, schools, and public movement as matatu operators, border riders, and ordinary citizens protest what they call unbearable economic pressure. What is happening now is not only simply about petrol and diesel. Fuel is the heartbeat of Kenya's economy. When fuel prices rise, transport costs rise. When transport costs rise, food prices go up. Electricity costs become expensive. School transport become unaffordable. Farmers spend more moving produce. Businesses increase prices. The entire economy feels the pressure almost immediately. That is why these demonstrations have attracted such emotional reactions from ordinary wananchi. The latest increase, announced by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, pushed fuel prices to historical highs, with diesel and petrol recording massive jumps in cost. Transport operators responded by threatening national paralysis and increased fares by up to 50%. Many Kenyans woke up unable to afford normal commuting costs, forcing thousands to walk long distances to work in Nairobi during the strike. What makes the situation politically dangerous is that Kenyans feel exhausted after years of economic hardship, since the finance bill protests and Gen Z demonstrations of the recent years. There has been growing anger among young people who believe the government continues introducing policies that increase pressure on ordinary citizens while political leaders appear disconnected from the suffering on the ground. Today's fuel protests are therefore becoming more than economic demonstrations. They are slowly turning into a national expression of frustration. Social media has amplified anger, especially among the Gen Z activists who feel the fuel prices as part of the larger problem involving unemployment, taxation, corruption allegations, and declining trust in institutions. Symbolic protests like activist and comedian Eric Omondi dragging empty jerrycans through Nairobi streets have captured public attention because they reflect the struggles many households are facing daily. The government argues that some of these fuel increases are linked to the global events beyond Kenya's control, including instability in the Middle East and disruptions connected to tensions involving Iran, which have affected international oil markets. That explanation may be economically true to some extent, but politically, citizens are asking a different question: why does the burden always fall on ordinary people? This is where the government faces a serious challenge. If leaders fail to respond carefully and quickly, several dangerous consequences could emerge. First, the demonstration could expand into broader anti-government protests. Kenya has a recent history of economic process involving political movements once people feel ignored. Frustration could shift from demanding lower fuel prices to demanding political accountability and leadership change. That begins as transport strike can become a national resistance movement. Prolonged demonstration could damage the economy even further. Kenya is East Africa's economic hub. If transport systems remain disrupted, supply chains suffer. Goods from the port of Mombasa become delayed. Food distribution slows down. Investors begin worrying about instability. Tourism can also suffer if international headlines continue showing protests and unrest in major cities. Third, there is the risk of confrontation between protesters and security forces. Human rights groups have already warned against excessive use of force after earlier arrests and clashes during fuel demonstrations. Kenya has experienced painful moments in the past protests where violence escalated after heavy-handed police responses. If authorities fail to manage demonstrations peacefully, tensions could deepen national anger instead of calming it. Another danger is political opportunism. Opposition figures are already using the fuel crisis to attack the government and position themselves ahead of future elections. In times of economic pain, political division can intensify very quickly. Leaders may start using public anger for political gain rather than helping find real solutions. That creates a more polarized country. So what should happen now? The government must acknowledge the seriousness of public suffering instead of treating the demonstrations as isolated political noise. Citizens want to feel heard. Silence or dismissive statements only increase frustration. Second, the government needs transparent communication about fuel pricing. Many Kenyans believe cartels and corruptions are influencing prices. Authorities must openly explain how prices are calculated and what measures are being taken to cushion citizens. Third, immediate relief measures must be necessary. Temporary tax reductions, transport subsidies, or targeted support for public transport operators could reduce pressure and calm tensions. Some leaders within government have already hinted at possible tax cuts to ease fuel prices, but citizens want action, not promises. Finally, Kenya's leadership must understand that this crisis is psychological as much as economic. Citizens are not only angry about fuel, they are angry about feeling abandoned during hard times. If leaders fail to rebuild trust, demonstrations may continue growing in size, emotion, and political intensity. Kenya is standing at a sensitive moment. The fuel price demonstrations are not just about what happens at the petrol station. They are a warning sign about the state of the economy, public trust, and national patience. If solutions are delayed, the country could face deeper social unrest, economic disruption, and political instability in the months ahead. If you've got any question, contribution, or how to grow this conversation, please do so in the comment section. My name is Mtalam Kosia, and this is the Horn Broadcasting Channel.